Three teenagers were about to face TikTok in court this October, in some of the biggest social media addiction lawsuits in the country, and just days ago, TikTok quietly settled all three cases. Here's what that actually means. If you follow big tech and legal stories like this, hit subscribe now so you catch the next update. This case is part of a massive legal battle. About 3,300 lawsuits have been consolidated in a Los Angeles court, all accusing TikTok, Meta, YouTube, and Snapchat of intentionally designing their platforms to be addictive and harming young users' mental health in the process. To manage a case this huge, the court selected a small number of cases as bellwether trials, essentially test cases used to predict how juries might rule on the thousands of similar claims still waiting in line. If this is the first you're hearing about a case this massive, drop a like, it helps. 3 of those bellwether cases were set to go to trial this October, and TikTok has now agreed to settle all 3. The terms are confidential. The teens involved are SJ, a 15-year-old from Illinois, who says the platforms caused her to suffer self-harm, anxiety, depression, addiction, and an eating disorder. PMY, a 15-year-old from New Jersey, alleging addiction, depression, and self-harm. KDB, an 18-year-old from Mississippi, alleging anxiety, depression, addiction, self-harm, and an eating disorder, all linked to overuse of the platforms. Their claims against Meta, YouTube, and Snapchat, however, are still active and heading toward trial. If a story like this makes you think twice about screen time, yours or your kids', share this video with someone who needs to see it. This isn't the first time a company has settled before facing a jury in this litigation. Back in March, the very first trial in this case ended with a jury awarding $4.02 million against Meta and $1.08 million against Google. And notably, TikTok and Snap had already settled that case before it went to trial too. That's a pattern worth watching. When a case gets close to a jury, TikTok appears to consistently choose to settle rather than risk a public verdict. Settling doesn't mean admitting guilt, but avoiding trial after trial does raise questions about how confident these companies are that a jury would side with them. Confidential settlements mean we'll likely never know the dollar amount or what TikTok agreed to change, if anything. But the bigger story here is the scale. Thousands of similar lawsuits are still pending, and every settlement like this one becomes a data point. Both sides will use to negotiate the rest. The claims against Meta, YouTube, and Snapchat are still headed to trial this October, so this story is far from over. I'll be tracking it closely. Hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss what happens when this case goes to trial. See you in the next video.